Shalom. Call Halal, Yahawah by Yahawashi, by Hashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird among the heathens, that look like the heathens. And to the Aquath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I was watching a very edifying video that was put up by the elder Uriah and two of the younger up-and-coming bros. It's called The Hurt Doctrine. And I was watching that video, and it was a response to, I think it was Elder Apostle Gabar, who I first got wind of the video. And he showed a clip of it, and it was with, Sakari was, or Alazar, and one of his men, had their thing going, and a war, and some of his guys called in, and that was his back and forth and everything. But and Sakari pointed out some very important things about these brothers who just get angry and then try to completely change the doctrine. That their whole mission becomes, instead of pushing the doctrine, pushing the gospel, forwarding, our nation so that we can get out of here, they attack. And as I was watching, and it was a good video, so, it was called The Hurt Doctrine. So, I mentioned it so that you could go and get edified. But while watching it, this was in the, in the thumbnails, and it caught my attention. The thumbnail that they had with his face, Biden's face in the middle, and the other guy on the show, the other Jake that you're going to see. Cause this dude, I don't know if he's Jake, and I kind of, he might be Northern Kingdom. He could be, is Andy Frisella. It could be could be a Edomite. He could be Italian. But you got to remember those Sicilians, the majority of the Sicilians are Jake. And many of them know it. But that's a whole nother lesson. But it's called the Real AF. Real S, Andy Frisella. But we know what the AF means. And the brother is keeping it real. And that's another thing that makes me think he might be Jake, because Jake with them little catchphrases and, the hip language. But nevertheless, he's just talking about the degeneracy of America and how there's not going to be a 2028 election. And more than likely, there's not. America doesn't have that long. It really does not. Okay? So I'm going to let him speak. And we're going to watch probably about 10 minutes of this video. I'm going to let about, 3 or 4 minutes play. And then I'm going to read, some scriptures. But I want to open with a scripture, just to be proper. Because the signs of the times and of the last days, those last moments, is here. All right? And you have to understand, America, the deterioration of America and the reprobate, wicked nature of America that's going on now has always been. The only difference now is that it's just so out in the open. And in eras past, it was hidden. The wicked underbelly of America was hidden. All people saw was the white picket fence, leave it to beaver days, which came on the destruction of Judah here in America, of the Northern Kingdom here in America. Towns like Lake Lanier, what is 15 plus so-called black or African American towns, so-called, that are underwater, that are like retreat havens and, lake living, partying places where Edomites go to enjoy themselves. And underneath those lakes, you got whole towns of people, their bodies are still there. People that were killed, burned out, their schools, their houses covered over, cemeteries. And the crazy thing is this, just like everything is being revealed in a lot of those drowned towns, as they called, the water's starting to recede, and it's going to reveal, the wickedness of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That he's actually never been good. America's never been an ideal place to live. It only seemed that way. All right? A spider web is really pretty after the rain, when the sun, when it's wet and the sun sparkles on the little drops and everything that hits in it. But, you know, if you're a bug and you fly into it, it's not pretty anymore, is it? All right. But this is Habakkuk. 2:1, and it reads, "And I will stand upon my watch and set upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what shall I answer when I am reproved? And Yahawah answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run and that readeth it." All right, meaning go do this work. All right. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come, it will not tarry." And the end day prophecies are just falling off the pages of the Bible, and even everyday people can see it. Everyday cats in the hood can see it. They're talking about the end of days and the microchip and, you know, and all this stuff. Straight hood dudes doing hood shit are having this conversation. All right. So without any further ado, Andy Frisola.
What the slogan is?
Who's that? Biden's?
Yeah.
No.
Finish the job. You mean finish the exact thing I've been telling you that they've been doing, which is the destruction of our country, step by step, by systematic step, which means for us, turn us full-blown communists. We won't last another 4 years with this plan. Just so you're all clear. There will be no 2028. Because, dude, we only have a short window to get everybody on board with this.
What he has to understand is that the elites are tired of hiding. This whole alphabet thing, they want to be able to go full-blown kid stuff. I mean, remember what happened at the Pentagon, all those people at the Pentagon with the child pornography just a couple years back, and how that story just kind of disappeared and washed away. How J.P. Morgan with all the cocaine on their ships, and how that story just washed away. You know, no one ever even mentioned it, what happened of it, you know. But the problem is that, you know, this place is being exposed. Esau's just simply being exposed. And so he's tired of hiding. He wants to go to the next step in his new world situation. Hence the reason why the democratic system has to be destroyed, because they want to bring in a new system. Because how is the democratic system going to fit into this new social score digital system? All right? Because supposedly the democratic system gave you a voice and a choice. This new social system they're about to set up, you don't have a choice. If you go against it, they destroy your social score, which means you cannot live. You can't buy, sell, trade, or anything. Well, also, it's going to be connected to something that's inserted in you. But I digress.
We're f***ed as a whole country.
We're effed as a whole country.
What's up?
Oh, what's going on, man? Dude, I got a good show.
Oh, yeah.
We got a good show here.
As opposed to the regular shitty shows?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the other ones that are out there.
Yeah.
We're all right. Yeah, we're only posted good ones.
You know what? I like the show.
Yeah, no, it's good, man.
It's not for everybody.
It's not. But if it is,
pickies up, motherfucker.
That's it.
That's
man.
right. Just like
that's it. Yeah, exactly. No, we got a good lineup here, but I wanted to get your take on something important that happened today, and I don't know if I'm sure you saw it at this point. Jerry Springer.
What happened?
He died.
He did?
He died today.
Oh, man.
Dude. 78, I believe.
Yeah,
I think is
what happened to him?
He had cancer, but they're saying he died peacefully at home, surrounded by family and loved ones and stuff.
Man.
But dude, like I'm sure it was for you, but a critical piece in my childhood, from the hours of 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Getting out of school.
Yeah, you know, he made a career out of creating that drama, right? And it was entertaining, but like sometimes I often wonder, and that not just because he passed away, and I don't mean this disrespectfully at all, but I almost wonder like how that culture led to what we're dealing with now.
If it can,
it definitely did. If it did. You know, look at what's valued on the internet. What's valued the most? Gossip and controversy. Okay? People fucking love that shit. Well, he started that.
Yeah.
All right? So, like...
The most trashiest, Hoosierish shit.
Yeah. It's just...
That's real,
it's
man.
just,
shit that I definitely should not have been watching.
Listen,
There's
bro.
no doubt about that. Either.
Yeah, I know, but they put it on TV in prime time when you got home from school for a fucking reason.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And like, dude, we have to start looking at things through a different lens. You know, like it wasn't an accident that he was on TV when we were fucking kids.
It's real.
I know it is.
That's real, man.
So, that sucks. He passed away. Definitely entertaining guy. The show was entertaining. I get it. But like, dude, we as citizens need to start asking ourselves, is the entertainment that we value worth the cost of the damage that it creates long-term in our society? Because when I look at Jerry Springer, it's very similar to what's going on the internet. You know, nobody's worried about creating value. Like, bro, dude, like, there's girls out there with fucking 30 million followers or 20 million or 10 million that show their fucking tits and ass. I'm out here showing motherfuckers how to actually win, proving shit on how to win, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not valued the same way.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, so like it's just fucking, we got to start looking at things for like, is this good? Is this good? And this is me getting older and more mature, obviously. But like, because I didn't always think like this. I played right along with all the stuff for a long time, and I don't know. As I get older and I observe what some of I can kind of connect the dots as to how some of these things that we're dealing with now came to be real. I start to, I feel part of the reason I do what I do here, and I feel called to do it is because I feel like I bought into it for so long that I don't feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Man. I think we need to start looking at things for, not only how entertaining is it in the moment, but is this actually a good thing for us? Is it a good thing for our kids? Is it a good thing for the future of our country? And we shouldn't allow short-term trash entertainment that can potentially cause cultural altering things down the road.
And that's exactly what it did. And I do believe, this dude, Andy Frisella, is a Jake. So this is typical, Northern Southern Kingdom. Jeremiah 50 and 33, Judah and Ephraim or Jerusalem and Israel, roughly paraphrased, being oppressed together. Because I was just looking him up, and he has a brother named Salvador, and but nevertheless, let me go to Romans, just to land back off of what he just said, the book of Romans, and do a lot of reading on this one. So let me just, run through it. Romans, the first chapter, and I'm going to read like the 21st verse to the end. And it reads, because when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. And I'm reading this because, when America was completely set up unrighteously. I mean, real quick, now that I said that, let's shoot over to the book of Micah. All right, because this is exactly how America was set up. Micah 2 is going to tell you. This is Micah 2. And 1, and it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's exactly what they did to the natives and the so-called Negroes that were here that were really responsible for setting up the 13 colonies originally before the Edomites came over and took it all over. All right. That's some history that they don't want you to know that part, but it's true. All right. And the reason why the Negroes, the so-called Negroes, were able to come over here is because they knew that their brothers, the Israelites, were over here, and the so-called natives that were here had no problem with them because they knew who they were. That's why they were able to come here and trade. And even other nations were coming here and trade and leaving long before, the so-called white man ever came here. All right. No one came over here and tried to conquer it and tell people that they were no people. And now here, worship our God, speak our languages, we taking your shit. And that's basically what America did and how it's established, like it or not. So how do you think that you're going to get something righteous out of something that was started in an act of rape, robbery, murder, and also with false religion, you know, and all of a sudden, if these very people are going to become judges and do what was right later on, you got to be, you got to be kidding yourself. But back to Romans 1:22, and it says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like a corruptible man. So, the whole Cesare Borgia, this whole white Jesus, they changed his name and his appearance. If anyone who studied knows that the letter J didn't exist, and you couldn't, and there's no way on the Lord's green earth that you can get the letter J sound out of the Lord or the Father's name. All right, and proper nouns don't change. So why did they change this proper noun? It's like when you're watching TV and you're watching a sports event in a foreign language, and when they're talking about American athletes or teams, when they get to their names of their teams, they don't say it how it would be said in their language. They say it how it is. All right. If it's an Apple commercial, they'll be speaking the Spanish, the Japanese, Korean, Russian, French, Czechoslovakian, whatever it is, and then when it gets to Apple, they'll actually say Apple. So if they can give that factual respect to a noun, all right, or a pronoun, or to a noun, then what makes you think that it's okay to take the name that's above all names and change it to what it sounds like to you? The reason that they did that was to hide it. And so that's another reason why so much degeneracy, because the true name of the Lord was not being spoken. All right. But back in Romans 1:23, and they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like a corruptible man, and the birds and the four-footed beasts and creepy things, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed above, who is blessed forever. Amen. So, they dishonored themselves between themselves. And Jerry Springer and he was right. That whole Jerry Springer generation was the beginnings of the underbelly revealing itself. All right. Like, if you really want to see how dark the underbelly was, you go and watch that movie Babylon that came out about 6 months back. All right, and it shows you the beginnings of Hollywood, but it also showed you the underbelly. How there's a couple scenes in it, where it really showed you how deep, dark, and disgusting, these Edomites really were, and how dark Hollywood really was behind the scenes. Okay. But it says, verse 26, for this cause God gave them up to vile affections. For even the woman did change the natural use that is into that which is against nature. Likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of a woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which is meat. So, a lot of diseases that you get that don't go away, the diseases that you get and you die shortly after, from these strange fornications, these strange, which is basically what fornication means, these weird, strange sexual things, or it could also be spiritual fornication, worshiping these false religions too. But that's what that's talking about. And so this thing, the alphabet lifestyle, fornication, with people who are not old enough, fornication, all these animal bestiality, fornication, false religion, fornication. Jerry Springer age is the beginning of all that underbelly being brought to the surface.
That's how I see that show.
100%. 100%. It's a very powerful perspective.
And it becomes, I'm not trying to be, because look, dude, I'm far from fucking perfect. So I'm not trying to be a judgment of anybody's shit here. But what I am saying is, we should at least ask the question.
Yeah.
If
there's anything that these last 3 years have shown us, is to be more cautious about that perspective.
Look, man,
It's time for me to get set up for therapy, and I use this room as my office.
First time I watched the video, they didn't do that until well after 10 minutes. Bastards.
I see these people, the degenerate nature of society has just become so disgusting. You know, like I see Sam Smith on fucking stage in his fucking underpants with his fucking nipple clips on and like little kids cheering and shit. Dude, that's not okay. That's not okay. You know, and he's one of the biggest performers on the fucking planet. Shit's not okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, dude, we have to do a better fucking job of not letting this propaganda shit of demoralization infect our households and our community.
Right, and Esau, Edom collectively, or at least the elites of them, are all for that. All right? But this is 2 Thessalonians 1. I'm going to start at verse 6, and it's saying, see, it is an unrighteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So all this that has been done to us as a people, it's going to be righteous to give it back, to pay them back. All right? And it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us. So we rest in these scriptures so that we don't act on our own accord. All right? Because we have to wait on the Lord. The Lord is going to set this off, not us. All right? And it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us when the Lord Yahawashi shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach. So we've been telling you that he's coming. We've been telling you what the truth is concerning the Bible, because Christianity is a complete farce and made up. All right, and the message is distorted. All right, that's why people, you know, look at what's happened in the world under Christianity. Exactly. All right.
Communities and our children.
That starts with us.
It does start with us. It starts with us saying that's fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's not just Sam Smith. It's everywhere, bro. And if you look at mass entertainment, they use that as the main tool to demoralize culture and society.
Absolutely.
You know, like they got Lizzo, who's, you know, 3.5, 400 pounds.
At least.
Okay. I don't know how tall she is, but she's a big lady, right? Nothing against her. But like when they're promoting this as like the thing and as healthy and as sexy and all this shit, you have to understand what the intention of that is. And I don't think enough people are understanding that yet. They're promoting that. They're promoting that as a good thing. And they're promoting that as a good thing for a reason. What is the reason? And we have to ask ourselves, what is the reason? Why do they promote this? Why are they telling us that being unhealthy is cool? Why are they telling us that being 400 pounds is beautiful when, you know, the natural, hold on, the natural selection over the course of humanity has never said that.
Never, because they go against everything that is righteous. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, and it reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That falling away was the Israelites falling away from their heritage, not knowing who they were. All right. And then the sin of man being the son of perdition, the sinful man being revealed, who is Esau, Edom, who refers to themselves today as white or Caucasian. Facts. All right. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God or worshipped. All right. So who went throughout the earth, you know, changing the images? You know, just look up the Dark Age images. Hell, look, just watch Putin. President Putin every week is showing you relics of the Lord and the saints being dark. All right. In all these old images, it goes back to the 5th, 6th, 4th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th century. All right. Because it wasn't until the Renaissance that all of a sudden all those images became white, or what we fraudulently call white, because there's no such thing as white. They made that up. All right. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And that's exactly what he did after the Renaissance to this day. All right. And it says, and then I'm going to just jump to verse 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. I just read it in the First Thessalonians, when the Lord comes and out of them clouds with fire and with his mighty angels. All right, but right now, Esau, Edom, the wicked, is being consumed with the truth of the Bible by the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord. That's why they, try to constantly, in a roundabout way, not directly, eventually directly, degrade our name, criticize and come against what's written in the Bible. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Qadash, Qadash, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.